Hey guys, it's your girl Carrie. Welcome back to my channel. We got a fun little recreate happening today. I did get a subscriber request to recreate a really fun mani from NailzKatKat, and I happen to have the products that she used in that mani, so that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to go ahead and recreate that mani. I'll show you how I did it step by step, and I'm going to share with you my thoughts on these products, some updated thoughts on the rubber base coat and these gel polishes. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, then stick around. We're getting into it. Alright, so special thanks to our lovely subscriber Erica who sent me the subscriber request. She sent me a DM on Instagram and asked if I would recreate this, and what she didn't know is that I already saved that same mani as inspo, so she gave me the great excuse to pretty much copy this mani. So again, I'm not taking credit at all for this design. This is definitely a NailzKatKat original, but it's so pretty and so fun, and I really just wanted an excuse to recreate it, and so now I have it. So I actually do have the products that she used to create that mani. They are her products, and like I said, while we create this mani, I'm going to share with you some updated thoughts on how I feel about the rubber base coat, the gel polish, the gel paint, all that good stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and throw a photo up of the mani we're going to be recreating. I just think it's so pretty. I love the reflective glitter and the sparkle, but it's also a little bit classy and simplistic too, although it's not that simple, let's be honest. But it just, I think it makes a really pretty, classy, understated yet sparkly holiday look. So I'll be using the same product she used for her mani. So I've got her rubber base coat here in Ballet, which is definitely kind of a light peachy pink base. And then the two polishes we're going to use are Lady in Red, which is on the left, and then this one that just has 45 on the bottom. That's her reflective gel polish called Jolly. So you can see they're like a perfect pair. And we're actually going to be kind of layering these two for the reflective glitter. And I'm going to share some tips with you about the reason why we do that when we get to that part. And then we're going to add some snowflakes with her No Wipe painting gel in white. And this has quickly become my favorite, like my go-to white painting gel. It's just perfection. The formula, the pigmentation is top notch. So really the only difference between her mani and mine is, other than the fact that she has a crazy insane level of talent, and her mani of course looks miles more beautiful than mine does. But the other difference is that she used her medium square tips. I do have on my Painted Desert medium natural coffin tips. So I will be doing these on a coffin shape, but otherwise pretty much I'm going to try to recreate it perfectly. But like I said, I do not have near the level of talent that she does, so wish me luck. As for the polish color, you can see it's already coming off. That's my peel base doing its job, but you'll have to wait to the next video to get more information about that one. So I do not have her gel base or top coat, so I'll be supplementing with some of the gels that I already have in my collection, but I'm only going to base coat the ring finger, and the reason for that is we're actually going to be using the rubber base coat on the other three nails. And remember, you don't need a gel base coat with the rubber base coat because that is a gel base. It's just a slightly different, more pigmented, a little bit thicker formula, but it essentially is just more of a thicker, more substantial gel base coat. So you don't need a base coat for a base coat. So I'm only going to use this on the ring finger, which is where I'm just going to have the regular polish. All right, so we're actually going to do the reflective glitter gel on this finger, but we're going to put a base color underneath. Pause for reaction for this amazing pigmentation on this red nail color. Wow, I mean, just breathtaking, right? You could almost get this in one coat. And actually, we're only going to use one coat on this nail because we will be covering it up with the reflective glitter gel. But the reason why it's helpful to put down a similar color as a base underneath that is that reflective glitter gels by nature aren't really that pigmented. They're a sheer base with the reflective glitter in it. So because of that, if you really want full opacity, you're going to have a hard time really just building that up with just the reflective glitter gel. So you're better off using a coordinating base color and then just having to only hopefully do one or two reflective glitter layers on top of that to get your full opacity. So that's the reason why I'm using Lady in Red, and I believe you can kind of see in her reel that she did the same. And especially when it comes to doing the detail lines that we're going to do on some of the other nails, you really need that base color to kind of help you out. So keep that in mind when you are working with reflective glitters. Your best bet is to use a coordinating color underneath it. Gosh, it almost feels like a crime to cover up this red, right? But I wanted to show you, this is kind of how the brush comes out when you get a good reflective gel polish. It's going to look a little clumpy. It's not a bad thing. The reason for that is because this is jam packed with glitter, and that's what we want because we want to get full opacity in 1 to 2 coats. So it may look a little intimidating on the brush, but you'll see it smooths out so beautifully. And I now have some reflective gels both from her brand and then also from Daily Charm. Both are really great formulas if you're looking for glitter gel polishes, and I know they're not cheap, but from somebody who's actually purchased some lesser expensive ones, I was kind of disappointed in them. So I feel like maybe these are kind of the ones that are worth splurging on if you want to get them, if you want some reflective gels. Though if you have any suggestions for some inexpensive yet pigmented reflective gel polishes, please feel free to leave them down in the comments below. I just haven't found one yet. Found some great inexpensive regular gels, but when it comes to reflective gels, so far I'm finding that the more expensive ones, you're getting what you pay for. So I believe hers is sold out right now, but I know Daily Charm does have, I believe, 2 different reflective glitter reds that are still available right now. So yeah, just 1 layer of Lady in Red and 1 layer of Jolly, and now I can go in with a top coat, and we got full opacity. So that's really nice. So imagine if I was just trying to do that with the reflective glitter gel, it would have taken us quite a few coats, 3, maybe 4, to get full opacity. So this is a much faster and less bulkier way. All right, so that nail is done. So I'm going to start going in now with Ballet, and I wanted to just kind of speed through this a little bit because you guys have seen me apply the rubber-based gel before, but I just wanted to give you some updated thoughts really quickly about how I feel about both these rubber-based gels and her gel polishes. If you didn't see my first impressions video on this brand, I can have it linked for you in the cards, but I will spoil it and say that my first impressions of this brand were very, very good. The only thing that I mentioned that I wasn't completely sold on was the tips, and that wasn't due to the quality, that was just due to the price. So I still think her tips are great quality. If you see, especially those of you looking for extra short, extra short, she has some great options there. And if that's the only place you can find her tips, I would still recommend them. It's just that the price is a little high once you factor in the shipping, but that has nothing to say. I have nothing bad to say about the quality of the tips. But as far as everything else, I was very impressed in that first impressions video. Over time, that has only really strengthened. I really do think if you're somebody who's working with natural nails, I think you would love rubber-based gels, even just as an overlay instead of builder gel if you want something easier to work with. And if you're somebody who likes to make design French like these, she has so many different color options, lights, darks, warms, cools. There's just so many fun options that I really feel like if you're somebody who likes to do French work or design French or abstract nails and you want a nude sheer color, I think you'll absolutely love these rubber-based gels for that. So it's such a versatile product and it's so easy to apply. I really just stand behind these. I think they are fabulous. And I'm gonna have an upcoming video coming really quickly. It's gonna be a haul video, which if you don't like hauls, you still want to watch that video, just trust me, I think it should be the next one, or sometime within the next week you'll see it, but definitely don't miss that video. Anyway, I'm going to show you all the ones that I currently have in my collection. So if you need kind of some color references, I will have a comparison of the ones that I have in my collection. So you'll get to see this one compared to all the other ones I got, including maybe 2 new ones that I might have gotten during Black Friday, maybe. But anyway, long story short, I really think she makes fantastic rubber-based gels, and the gel polishes just continue to impress. They definitely, right now, I would say if you made me pick a favorite gel formula right now out of all the ones I have, I would probably say it's a tie between those two. The only reason I might give it to Daily Charm is just for the selection they have right now. I mean, she's a small business versus Daily Charm, which is more of a mid-sized business. You know, they just have more color options because they're just a much larger business. To my knowledge, she's still mostly a one-woman show. So, you know, she just doesn't have a huge variety yet. But as far as quality and formula goes, both are really top notch and I just love them both. So this red is just, oh, it's so beautiful. I can't recommend this one enough. So I'm going to go in now on the design French nails, and I'm going to go ahead and start painting the French design with the Lady in Red. And again, we're following the same principle that we did on the accent nail, which is that if you lay down this base color, we should only have to do 1 layer of the glitter gel on top, and that'll be that. So we're going to do regular French on the pointer and the pinky, and then we're going to do an outline French on that middle finger. But all will start with Lady in Red and then add the glitter gel on top. And as always, I'm using my Ride or Die Painted Desert liner brushes. Have I told you guys enough how much I love these? I wonder if some of you guys picked them up during their Black Friday when they had a discount on them, but Man, do I love these. They're so good. And I know they're an investment, but mine have held up so well with good care. So I just, wow. And did you guys see she's coming out with an ombre brush? I'm very curious about that because I have yet to find a gel ombre brush that really works for me. So I'll be looking to see that. But as always, guys, you can use code Carrie10 at Painted Desert if you want to make a purchase from them. Keep in mind that is an affiliate code, which means I do earn a very small commission on your purchase if you do decide to make one. If you don't want to use my code, no pressure. But I'm just letting you know up front, I do earn a very small commission with that code. And I know some of you guys have been using that, so thank you so much for that. I really do appreciate it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and finish these up, and then I'll be back to explain to you how I found the easiest way to do the outline French. Alright guys, so you can see I just started with the sidewalls and the free edge to do the outline portion first, and then I'm going to go in with that kind of, I don't know how to, the French arch, sure, let's call it that. But I wanted to kind of make it easy on myself by finding the center point first. So I did just kind of eyeball this, but once I kind of eyeballed and found where the center of that was going to be, I went ahead and took a very tiny dotting tool and just put a dot there where I figured basically the apex of the arch was going to be, you know, where that final point was going to be. And then I just kind of started from one side and worked up to that point and then kind of smoothed it out down to the other side. And the reason that I do that is because I am not somebody who can just, you know, I'm not a nail artist. Well, I'm not a nail technician, let's just say that. So I can't really, I don't feel confident enough in kind of doing that shape without kind of cheating a little bit. So that's just kind of a way to help me kind of establish a guide so I can see where I want to draw the line. And it actually worked pretty well. And so from that point, then I can kind of thicken the line up a little bit and kind of smooth it out around the arch. And as always, guys, if you need to kind of clean up something, like if you got a little bit out of line, you can take the silicone tool and just kind of gently push it back in place, and make sure you're wiping off, you know, in case you get a little bit of the gel on there. But I did find that made it actually pretty simple. I got it on the first go. So for somebody who doesn't have the steadiest of hands, I felt like that works pretty well. So just something you might want to try if you want to try the outline French. So just like we did with the ring finger, we're just going to go over Lady in Red with that Jolly reflective gel. And once again, you'll see we'll get nice opacity with just one layer of the solid red and one layer of the reflective glitter gel. Alright, so our sparkly red French is all done. I think it looks gorgeous. We could leave it just like this, but why not add some snowflakes? So I think this technique that I'm going to show you, the one that she demonstrated on her reel, is probably the easiest way to make snowflakes if you would like to put snowflakes on your nails. We're going to use our trusty dotting tools to kind of be our guide, and then we're just going to use a brush and kind of pull outwards, and that's really all there is to it. So I'm going to be reaching for, of course, her white gel paint, and then I've got my Painted Desert dotting tool set. I'm just going to pick out some that I feel like are appropriate size, and if I'm not sure, I'll always do what I'm doing there, and I'll just pick a little bit of it up and stamp it onto my palette and just kind of see, you know, which one is the better size. So I ended up settling on the smaller side of the number 2, so that's what I will be using if you have that set, just for your reference. So what we're going to do is take some of your white gel paint and we're going to start by making rows, and then once we do that we'll be able to use a brush to kind of pull outwards, and that will finish up the snowflake pretty quick and easy. So we'll start down the middle with a set of 5 dots and try to make them all, of course, as uniform as possible. Nobody's perfect, even mine aren't 100% perfect, but you know, just try to get them as uniform and as clean as possible and in a straight line. And then once we do that, we're actually going to make kind of a T shape out of it. We're going to put some dots on the either side of the middle dot to make kind of a perpendicular line going across. So we'll have the set of 5 going down, and then we will have the set going across the middle dot there. All right, you with me so far? So either side of that T, we're going to add one more dot there. So you can see that's going to be a total of 4 dots that I'm going to be adding there. And basically that's going to be the second to outermost dot. Again, I don't know how well I'm explaining this, but I think if you see the pictures, you'll get what I'm saying. So this is what you're going to have left once you do that. And then magically you're going to blink and the snowflake's going to be there. I'm kidding. I guess I stopped recording while I did that, which totally defeated the whole purpose, but don't worry, I'm going to get you on the pinky. I will definitely show you the process on the pinky. But I looked at this video footage and I was playing it back. I was like, really, Carrie? Really? So, the whole point of demonstrating the snowflake, and I choke on the actual like brush strokes, but just hang on, I'll get you on the pinky. All right, the placement is slightly different on the pinky, but exact same process. Row of 5 dots, and then a row of 5 going across in the middle, and then the 4 dots on either side, and then we will connect them, and I promise I'll show you connecting them this time. All right, let's try this again. I have my interesting looking dotted diamond shape here. So what you're gonna do is take your brush, and I'm using the smallest one I have here because I'm gonna make some very small strokes. And the point is you're always gonna start from the middle here. You don't wanna start working from one end to the other. You wanna always start from that middle dot and just start pulling outwards. So I like to start with the 4, you know, the 4 corners, like the perpendicular sides. I like to start with that first. So start with those 4 and then just start pulling outward on either side, and make sure you move around your hand as needed. And then, you know, try to get it to a point at the very end of it. And then once you do that, we're essentially going to make the kind of pizza pie pieces. Y'all, I really suck at explaining this stuff. I'm sorry. We're going to divide those in half by putting another line in between those two. So we want to make these a little bit smaller because you don't, you know, think about a snowflake. They kind of have very variated like lengths of okay, I quit. Normally I feel like I'm pretty good at explaining stuff, but why is it when it comes to nail art I feel like I make it more confusing than it really needs to be? I'm just gonna shut up and let you watch. Well, shout out to my painted desert brushes. Look at how perfectly tiny these lines are and how beautiful everything came out. I just love those brushes. Have I told you guys I love those brushes? All right, so I'm just finishing with the top coat here, and I hope you can see how quickly those snowflakes come together. And I'm not going to tell you like it's going to be perfect the first time. You may have to redo it once or twice, but I think of all the snowflakes that you can do, this is probably the easiest one, the most beginner-friendly technique, because you're really going to let the dots do the work for you, and then it's just a simple few brush strokes. All right, guys, so here is the finished look, and I'm super happy with how it turned out. Is it quite as perfect as hers? No, but I do think I did it pretty good justice here. I'm pretty pleased with how this turned out, and I just think this is one of those really classy, fun, beautiful, overstated and understated at the same time holiday looks that I think anybody would enjoy. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up here with this cuticle oil here in Unwrap Me. This is one of Scales of a Mermaid's newest releases. I hope to have a video for you soon with some more information on the new collection, and there's going to be a sale involved. So I will try to put together a quick video for you before that sale goes live with all the information and all the scent descriptions and all that. But yeah, be on the lookout for that because she doesn't do sales that often. So when she does, I really like to take advantage of them. And this one, So good. It's totally giving me butter rum. If you like that scent, you're gonna love this one, Unwrap Me. All right, let's see a side by side here. How do you think I did on this recreate? Make sure you rate me down below. Be kind. Like I said, I am not her. She has an insane level of talent. So just even trying to recreate one of her manis is definitely a challenge for somebody like me. But it was a fun one. And I would think this would look so beautiful in so many other reflective glitter colors like green or blue or even silver. I just love this design. I think it is super festive. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, or at least entertaining listening to me horribly butcher explaining nail art to you guys. I hope you guys are having a fantastic December and are getting excited about the holidays like I am. And Charlie, did you hear him just deep sigh? Anyway guys, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to spend it with me. You know I appreciate you so much. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.